Hi, my name is George, and today is going to be day 99 and 100 of my 100-day art project. Yay! I had originally did this as a short for the uh, process of doodling the basic layout of my Mini-Mandala, but I wanted to add in a border. I used the Prussian blue and white to mix up a background color. I'm using acrylic wash from Turner. I like it because you can apply paint directly over the background or another color, because Turner is really opaque. Because if you paint something and you don't like the color, you can go over it after it's dry. Basically, you want to have a ratio of about 60% color to 40% water. It's a little bit thicker than coffee consistency, but basically you decide for yourself which is good for you. Here I added a little bit of permanent yellow with white, and I'm going around this part with a bit more of the same color that I originally got from the background, but I added a bit more white to make it more contrast. You don't really want to add too much white, because that way the appearance will be a bit more chalky. And the darker a color will dry a bit more lighter, and conversely, and lighter colors tend to dry a little bit darker. Now here I am using permanent red, but like I said, you can use whatever color you want. I'm approaching the painting process of using gouache as a layer on layer and layer. Now you can blend acrylic gouache like you can with acrylics, but I like layering. It gives it a bit more dimension and difference. I like to limit the number of colors that I use or pigments that I use in my gouache paintings. When you have the primaries of blue, yellow, and red, you can mix it together as well as white to create a whole bunch of other secondary colors. And by limiting the amount of pigments, you can develop consistency and uniformity within your painting. I'm applying a bit of more of the orange to the yellow as a secondary level or layer. And again, using the same orange, I'm applying a second layer to the red as a way of toning down the red, but still having it be there. Remember to let the layers dry before going in with another layer. Here I'm using a little bit of yellow with white mixed in to make it more opaque, and I'm using this to add another layer to the inner orange that I did earlier. It's just a matter of layers upon layers. I tend to limit my layer count to 3 since I like threes. Now, sometimes you have to go over another layer to have it more opaque. But like I said, make sure you have the layer beneath it completely dry. Now I'm using the Freshen blue and a little bit of white to lighten up the blue, and a little bit of the permanent red to make it purple. As with any piece of artwork, you go through at least one or two stages where it's like ugly. Fight the impulse to stop working on it and carry on. Because at the end, if you like it, fine, that's great. But if you don't like it, you know what not to do in the future and your next experiment. I chose purple because it's a complementary color of the orange. I like to have various parts of my mini-mandalas have a nice balance between large shapes and therefore large swatches of color and smaller sections, because the larger sections you can apply layers and break up the concentration of color. Here I'm mixing some permanent red with white to make it a bit of pink. The pink is still on the save color area of the color chart as the purple, but it's more muted. I'm going to use a bit more white with the pink and make it lighter. I decided to go over the pink or the lighter pink with another layer because the thickness wasn't enough for me. And using the same pink but a bit more watered down, I'm going to go in with it to break up some of the purple. And using a bit of blue and white, I'm adding another layer. Visually, you may not know it's there, but up close, you may not see it, but subconsciously, your brain will register it. And besides, you will know it's there. Someone else may not recognize it or know it's there, at least initially, but the more they look at it, the more they will see. And since I hate to waste paint, I'm employing the same color here as well. Now, this part, I wasn't sure what color I was going to use. But since overall I think it's a warm tone, I wanted to kind of have more visual variety. Besides, I think it overall looks like a kind of flower. And it kind of makes sense to have some stylized leaves. I'm going to let the leaves dry and mix up a little bit of purple added with white to have the color of the center. So the leaves are dry, and I'm going to add another layer of detail. It was at this time I realized the wedges of the leaves were going in different directions. Did I stop? No. Rather, I am continuing because it looks kind of cool. And besides, I, like I said before, if you don't like something, finish it, but do it differently the next time. As I was going through the darker green, I wanted to do it even more dark. So when you are mix up your colors, it's okay to switch up in midstream. Nothing has to be perfect. As I was looking at my painting, I wasn't quite happy with the background. So I ended up using a bit more the blue with the mixture and did a negative space inside. A little bit more layering in the center of the flower. And going for a little bit more yellow for the center of the uh, flower because I want to have that as a base for when I use my gold. So I'm going to add some gold. Everything I have used in this video will have a link from Amazon in case you are interested. But I like to use gold as an accent, and who doesn't like gold? I like to go over the outline of my mandala so I don't lose the overall design of the ink. That's why I'm not really concerned about the gouache going over a line or two or three or more. So, what do you think? I hope you've enjoyed the Mini-Mandala in gouache or acrylic gouache. Have a great day, and I will see you next time.